Hey guys, it's Vlogmas day 20. Can you believe it? I don't even know where this month has gone. Today, I want to talk about choosing a word of the year. I'm not sure if this is something that you're familiar with. I know it's actually quite popular with creatives in different fields to choose one word to help guide you through the year. Along with making goals and resolutions, choosing this word kind of helps to give you direction for that one particular thing you really want to work on during the new year. So this is a word that will probably inspire you to meet your goals. Maybe it's a word that reflects something you want more of in your life, or it's a word that keeps an idea that's important to you close by throughout the year. So how does one go about choosing a word of the year? I'm gonna take you through my process of doing it. I've chosen a word of the year for probably 10 years or so now. I'm pretty sure I started around 2013 choosing a word of the year. That's when it really started picking up popularity, at least in my area on the internet. That's when I saw people talking about it and I was intrigued. And, looked into it and thought this was really an excellent thing to do. It's different from goals and resolutions. It's a word that really you keep close with you to reflect on throughout the year. One of my favorite, should I say, creative lifestyle, living a meaningful, mindful life people online is Susanna Conway. And she started putting out a booklet that will help you to, decide on the word of the year. It takes you through a process to choose that word. I will put a link where you can download that below. She has already put it out for this year. And that has always helped to focus me to help get the process going. But here's basically the steps that I go through when I'm choosing my word, whether I use her booklet or not. So I start my process by reflecting on the past 12 months and deciding what I think I want more of or even less of in the coming year. That may be related to my creative life, to work, to family, to community, different, all the different roles that I have. So that's my first step. I start thinking about what the past year has been like and any changes that I may want to make in the coming year. Then I revisit the word that I have used for the current year and try to see if it had indeed been useful in my life this year, and if there are any things coming out of that word that might indicate where I want my word to take me for the next year. Then I kind of let all of that just kind of marinate in my brain for a bit. When I'm doing the first part of the process, I'm also journaling and writing things down, because I find when I write things out, they stick in my brain more. I need pen and paper for things to work. So I kind of let that marinate in my brain before I continue on. And sometimes at this point in the process, a word will come at me out of the blue, or at least I think it's out of the blue, until I realize, of course, that I was just probably in the right frame of mind, and that's why the word popped up. Some years it works like this: a word pops up, and you have that moment of epiphany, and you're like, oh yeah, this is it. This is going to be my word for next year. If that doesn't happen, then I look at what I want my life to be for the next year, and I start listing out any words that might have occurred to me during the previous parts of the process. Once I have a nice list of words, I go over them and I highlight the ones that really jump out to me. At that point, I also try to decide whether I want a descriptive word like peace or an active word like create, which propels me to make stuff. And then, because I'm a total nerd, of course, I check the definitions for the words that I'm considering. I head to the thesaurus and I look at synonyms for that word. I even look at antonyms sometimes just to see if, in looking at the opposite of the word, something speaks to me at that moment in time. This is usually when one word will tend to jump out more than the others. I know it sounds kind of crazy, but sometimes your perfect word will just speak to you. Like I said, moment of epiphany, and that's it. You've got it. Once I think I've got my word, then I spend the next couple days thinking about it and seeing how I react to it when I think of it or if it pops up suddenly somewhere. And if I'm feeling like amazing, then that's it. I'm done. If not, I kind of reevaluate and check another word from the list, and I kind of go back and forth until I find the word. I try not to let this process drag on too long because then it becomes, decision fatigue. It's best to just go with your instinct and the things that really spark a reaction in you, maybe a positive or even a negative reaction. But it's best to try to keep the process as short as possible while still balancing the fact that you do want to find a word that you know you will be able to keep close all year long. So, like I said, if you haven't done this before, then you can follow my process. I'll actually write out everything in the description. You can go download the workbook from Susanna Conway. She also has another workbook called Unraveling, where you basically dig into your entire year, and that also helps you to choose a word for the following year. So those two booklets kind of work together. And if you're someone who has done this before, let me know in the comments. Let me know how you go about doing it. And let me know if you've already chosen your word for 2020. All right, guys. See you tomorrow.